Hello YouTube, welcome to our channel. This channel deals with the FAT FIRE journey of a family. FIRE stands for Financial Independence Retired Early. Our goal for our FIRE journey is $5 million US. So where we want to be when we retire. Once we have $5 million US, we plan to take from that amount based on the 4% guideline, a yearly income of $200,000. That is pre-tax. Our tax calculations and approaches we will speak on in a later video. So a little bit about us. We are two working parents. Our main source of income is a W-2 salary for both me and my partner. In addition to that, we have three children, ranging in age from 4 to 8, and we live in a high cost of living area. That will explain some of our expenses in a later portion of the video. So the first vehicle we have of storing our net worth are retirement accounts. There are multiple types of retirement accounts. We utilize 401k from our different employers throughout the years. We use a Roth IRA for the backdoor Roth approach. There are multiple videos on how to do it and why. We won't bore you with the details on this video. Just to say, from a fast fire perspective, this is the avenue to save some taxes in the future. And HSA that deals with the medical expenses. We don't use this right now. For example, if we have $1,000 of a medical expense, we don't use the HSA to pay for that. We keep the money there because it grows tax-free, and we pay from our checking account. So our HSA is a long-term retirement account that we have immediate access to if we need it. We don't plan on using it. And as you know, 401k and Roth have a 60-year starting of withdrawals with some uh, conversion ladders, etc., and rule of 55 that gets you access to that sooner if you want it. In our case, we don't need it. We have enough money in other investment accounts to not really need this money until we're 62. The next big thing that accounts for our net worth is the house. So many people don't count their house in their net worth. We do because we don't plan on owning a house in retirement. We plan on selling this house and renting throughout the years, either renting a house, staying in hotels, or doing van life if we so choose, or I should be more specific, RV life. A van is too small for a family our size. This is all to do with not being tied to a single location and therefore having tax implication in that location. See California and Elon Musk and all of those issues with moving out of a state and paying taxes even after you've moved. So that's why we don't count the house as a liability, but a net worth. The next thing is cars. So cars, we consider it an asset. It is a depreciating asset, meaning it's worth less and less every day. But if we needed access to cash, we can go ahead and sell that car immediately and get access to that cash. Uh, as you can see here, it's a picture of a plane. Well, a car is a mode of transportation, also a plane. You wouldn't consider a plane not part of your net worth if you own one, and we don't own a plane, but we own nice cars that are worth quite a bit of money. And if we needed to, we can access that money immediately now. And again, in retirement, we plan on downsizing to a single car, or maybe by the time we retire, there will be fully autonomous vehicles, and therefore we can stop utilizing cars altogether. Investment accounts. This accounts, at least in our sake, will for a majority of our post-retirement life. There's a huge chunk of money there that can last us basically until our death, with the other retirement vehicles being a added um, safety sort of net versus these accounts. So since we have a large amount of money in this, we split it into multiple vehicles to have uh, access to the federal uh, insurance scheme that insures these investments. vehicles. So that's why we split between Fidelity, Vanguard, Charles Schwab, and Merrill Lynch. Uh, from all of these, we like Fidelity the most. It's very easy to interact with them and open accounts. The rest are pretty, I would say, heavy-handed. Requires a lot more sometimes signing of papers and all of that to open accounts. Um, we have tried other avenues like investing via the banks, but the fees were just uh, not relevant for our use case. So we don't plan on opening other accounts at the moment. We will once our net worth increases to the 4 million mark. We will have to in order to enjoy that federal protection of our money. And last but not least, so up until now we talked about the uh, positive cash flow of the net worth, but then there's also debt, money you owe other people that you need to subtract from your net worth. In our case, we don't owe money anymore. We used to own quite a bit on credit cards and houses and cars and all of those things. We have chipped away at that debt through a multi-year process that was quite excruciating. Um, so that's why we don't plan on going into debt. But hope for the best, plan for the worst. So we are familiar with different kinds of debt. There's the easiest kind, which is credit card, where you can have quick access to cash. There's a home refinance option for if you need a larger chunk. But I think in our case, if we ever deplete our emergency fund, uh, we will use credit card debt in the short term until we liquidate some of our assets. And like I mentioned, emergency fund. So emergency fund is like it name says, it's meant for emergencies. Like you have surgery today, you need $1 million. Well, million is too much for our use case, but you get the picture. Emergency fund is quickly accessible money that's not really used to compound interest or invest on. It's money you need. So our emergency fund is about 1 year of living. We store it in our bank accounts, in our checking and saving accounts. Our banks offer a very bad uh, interest on that. We've tried shopping around and seeing what's there and what's not. It seems like most of the offerings are for people who have very small emergency fund. Our emergency fund has about $100,000 in it, and we've saw it not worth the trickery of opening up different accounts in different banks in order to access these funds immediately. And well, if you have other ideas, or we are more than welcome to listen to them, but we haven't found them yet. So if you like this video, subscribe to the channel for other videos in the FatFire and net worth update sort of lifestyle. I put different links throughout the videos of different content I've uploaded and created. I think it's a nice addition to the FatFire blogs out there. This deals more of the family aspect of FatFire versus the only couple aspect of FatFire.